Yo people, what up? It's KonaKona. 2023 is finally here, and with the new year comes a new batch of weird whack-ass anime. Anime for me to talk about, whether they be spectacular or shit-tacular. And I alone am the one who decides if an anime is either one. With my 170 subs up in here, I lay down the rules. And to kick off this new year of me forcing myself to make these videos that I don't otherwise resort to crack, boy oh boy did I pick a fucking good one. But before I fully start this video, feel free to join my Discord, Twitter, and other weird internet hotspots. We have very riveting conversations over in those places, as you may or may not know. I also want to say a big thanks to Issy Boy for helping me out with this video, so if you have time, check out his channel. He makes way better shit than my shit. So on to the video.
Oscar knows it's just a word. He has intellect and he has strong moral values.
From the studio that brought you Mushoku Tensei and literally nothing else, we have Onimai. Originated as a manga and soon to be a fully animated show. This particular story is written by Neko Tofu with 6 volumes out, published by Ishijinja. Onimai, I'm Not Your Sister, is a story about this man, Maihiro Oyama, who we pretty much never see as a man, who woke up one day to find himself turned into a female. This is because his sister, Mihari Oyama, is a super intelligent scientist who, among other things, wanted to test her newest serum on him, spiking his drink with the stuff, causing him to transform into what he is now. And throughout the series, you get to see our main character live day-to-day life in this new body that he has acquired for himself. And that is pretty much the plot of the story and soon-to-be anime, with the anime being set to release episodes starting around January the 5th, but the pre-air of episode 1 is out right now, if you do want to check that out. If you don't live in Japan, then hope you don't mind being a stinky pirate to watch it though. Basically, a driving factor of the anime is that the main protagonist, that being Maihiro Oyama, is gender bended by his sister. But as we will see in a few, there is actually a lot more to the story than, just that. These last few years, quite a large number of gender bender type manga have come in and out, and to be quite honest with you, a lot of them can be very samey. But once in a while you get a few gems out of the bunch. In fact, before I even found out about Onimai, I just finished up reading another manga, that being A Lazy Guy Woke Up as a Girl One Morning. Quite a mouthful of a title if you ask me. Loved the story and art style, so I would also suggest giving that one a read one day. But yeah, as I was saying, whatever. To stand out of the crowd of the thousands of other gender benders, you need a little bit more spice to it. A little more spice to set it apart. Onimai did this by making it not only a gender bender, but by adding age regression in it as well. Not exactly the main focus of the show, but hey, it's different, I guess. So what are my thoughts on the manga, the show, and the unneeded weird ass drama and everything else in between? Well, here's where we get into that. Well, I've been pretty caught up with the manga all the way up to chapter 70, and I gotta say, I absolutely love Neko Tofu's art style. While the characters themselves may be a little bit plain compared to the pretty well done backgrounds, it is made up for in its cuteness. Very chibi, squishy, Lucky Star-esque faces, which I'm quite accustomed to considering the kind of stuff that I'd like to read on a day-to-day basis. In fact, I love the art style so much that I tried to draw my hero myself. Check that shit out. And yes, I'm still waiting for my local museum to accept the picture. I've been on hold for like 2 weeks now. Another thing that I really liked about the manga, which was also adapted pretty well into the first episode of the anime, was the topic of jealousy and the feeling of inadequacy. Even if it was pretty short-lived and went to this.
乳首が痛い。
Maihiro started to look back on all of his little sister's good qualities and feels sort of guilty being the older brother, yet being so much lazier and less intelligent than her, and wonders to himself if becoming the new little sister will make both of them feel less bad about the situation. But later in the series, we find out that Mihari didn't just turn her brother into a girl for some cruel experiment, but wanted to give him a second chance in his new body to improve himself and to become a better person overall, showing that his sister doesn't completely resent him for the way he is, but just wants to see him become the big brother that she wants. And I for one absolutely love the way it's pulled off. So yeah, the manga was one of the best gender benders I've seen in quite a while, and that's saying a lot because I've read quite a bit of gender bend.
I saved you one. Don't ya want it?
The anime. Dear Lord, the anime. What is there to say about it? Well, first of all, as I said, only one episode has been released so far, so enjoy seeing the same footage and clips over and over again. But secondly, this show being picked up by Studio Dean was something I don't think a lot of people really expected. Going from a high-octane isekai loved by millions to a gender-bender slice of life that barely anybody knew about until recently was quite a 180 to say the very least. So, how good was the first episode? Well, even though it's just a second show being produced by this studio, it looks pretty alright actually. It's got a pretty decent blend of 3D and 2D animation that I don't really have a problem with, but some people are really picky about stuff like that, so honestly, it's just sort of a give or take. The intro and outro absolutely slaps, so that's another fat point for the anime. My lord, did they catch the essence of Hazuki's big ass honkers. Nemu is single-handedly the best character in the entire series. All the other characters look pretty good, but one gripe I do have about the anime though, and it is a very small one, but the eyes. I don't really like the eyes. They just kind of look cold and too faded compared to the manga, but other than that, there's not much to complain about. But on the topic of nitpicks and things that people don't like about the anime, so the parasites on Twitter, doing as they do, saw this anime and for some reason assumed that the main point of the show was trans representation, and were instantly pissed when they realized that the show wasn't about that at all. Now look, this is just a little bit crazy what I'm about to say, so you may want to buckle up. I'm going to go ahead and assume that a lot of the people who are mad at this show for not being what they wanted it to be have not read the manga and have pretty much no idea that millions of other gender benders stories exist out there. And if any of these people did read the source material that this show comes from, then let me tell you, they would have a lot more to worry about than their trans representation not being what they wanted. The author's multiple very questionable piss scenes in the manga that are kinda weird, the age regression that kinda acts as a double-edged sword, you know, the more Stranger Things and shit in the show. But what can I say, the funny blue bird is kinda like the Walmart of social media, and if you know Walmart like I do, they attract some very concerning people. So yeah, all in all, Onimai has been a pretty good manga genderbender so far to read. Probably going to be a good anime, and has a pretty cute and adorable premise. I can't wait to see what the anime has to offer. As well as that, the manga is still ongoing as I said, so if you want, go check it out if you have the free time. But be sure to keep the door closed when you do. There's also a pretty active Discord server for the series with some outstanding individuals. All hail Nemu supremacy. And that's about it. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, then please leave a like and subscribe. If there are any anime or manga you would like me to talk about, then leave them down in the comments. I have a pretty big Lucky Star video coming out soon, so stay tuned for that as well. This has been KonaKona, and I will see you later. All hail Nemu, praise Nemu, Nemu gang, stay winning. Bye.
Oh, no, no.